Hello, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome to my Advent halfway point catch up part 3. I'm going to be chatting about the swap that I've been doing with the lovely Caroline of Colourful Creativity. I'll put a link to Caroline's website and her YouTube channel below. If you watched part 1 of the video, I'll link that up here. You would have seen me opening from day 1 to day 7, I think, in that Advent calendar, and I started 2 projects as a result of my Advent swap with Caroline, because Caroline has very kindly sent me a mixture of fibre and mini skeins in my Advent. I've kind of been on alternating days, so I've had one lot of fibre, one lot of yarn, one lot of fibre, one lot of yarn. So with the fibre, I am planning on hopefully knitting a pair of socks. I've been trying for a quite high twist 2-ply yarn. With the yarn, I cast on a Scrappy V. I'll update you on where I am with both of those projects in a minute or two. But for now, I'm going to hand over to Past Angela, who will open up days 8 to 12 of the Advent packages, so you can see the lovely goodies that Caroline has sent to me. Okay, Advent day 8, and this is a Caroline package. Something wobbly in there. Ooh, empty everything out, make sure I don't miss anything. So I have got relaxing mix for tea. I could definitely do with that. I'm really tired at the moment for no reason other than my sleep pattern is out of whack. Aha! The rattling noise is made. There's some stitch markers in this really handy little organiser. I love having these sorts of things in my projects bags and my notions bags. They're great for keeping different types of stitch markers and bits and pieces, so that will be really handy. And then I have a Lindt chocolate. I think that might be a white chocolate one. And then the yarn of the day is this lovely colour. It's got reds and yellows and purples and greens and a bit of white. So that will go quite nicely, I think, against the bright green, because it's got those flecks of green in there. So I shall be able to crack on with my Scrappy V and get a little bit more done on that short row section. Day 9 of Caroline's Advent package. I am thinking there's probably some fibre in here. I didn't actually get round to knitting my mini into my Scrappy V yesterday, so I think this weekend, although it's only Wednesday, I think this weekend might be another catch-up weekend, depending on what time I get through the week. But I've got a busy work day today, so let's get stuck into this bag. Just empty everything out as usual so I don't miss anything. So for treats, there are a forest fruit tea bag, which sounds lovely. And I have got 2 super cute chocolate Santas, too cute to eat, except I'm going to eat them. There is a mystery package. Oh, look at that. How adorable is that? It's a fluffy pink moose deer on his own little log branch. That's amazing. I've set up on my mantelpiece a little sort of deer corner, so this is going to look perfect in that little corner. I shall add that. And then of course the main event today is some fibre, and this is absolutely stunning as always. Beautiful greens and browns. How Christmassy is that? That is super Christmassy, love it. So I shall look forward to throwing that on the e-spinner later. Day 10 of Advent, and I've got my package to open from Caroline. So far still no sign of my package to Caroline, which is really frustrating because it means it's now been in the Netherlands for at least 10 days. So shipping that usually takes 4 or 5 days is currently, I think we're up to about 3 weeks since I sent the package. What can you do? What can you do? A green tea with orange and ginger, which sounds absolutely delicious. Orange and ginger, both flavours I absolutely adore, so I shall look forward to that. There is a, what I'm assuming is a dark chocolate Lindt bar. Got loads of chocolate today. I'm gonna have to take a leaf out of Caroline's book and start a little treats jar for the ones that I can't get through in the day. Oh, there is a fabulous tape measure, one of those lovely sort of sprinkle tape measures with Caroline's Colourful Creativity logo on. You can't ever have enough tape measures. I'm always hunting around. I've got quite a few, always hunting around for them, so that would be super handy. And then I have mini skein to go into my Scrappy V, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's got pinks and purples and some neon speckles. Yummy. That is delicious. So I've got 2 minis now to add to my Scrappy V, so I need to sit down and try and catch up on that at some point. Day 11. Okay, let's empty everything out. Oh, okay, treats first. So green tea with lemon. I always like that, so that'll be a nice one to brew up, I'm sure. And then treats for the day are pretzel snack bites from Lindt. I love the sort of saltiness of a pretzel, so yeah, they look yummy. And I love how the snack coordinates with the fibre. I love Caroline's packages, they're so thoughtful. So yes, this is the beautiful fibre today. It's a lot more greeny than some of the, we've had a couple of different sort of blue tones, but this one is a lot more green, though it still does have some flashes of that lovely blue in there. Got a couple of bumps of fibre on my bobbin that I need to catch up with. I think Caroline's last fibre is on there waiting to be wound off and plied, and I think I have one of the fibre advents on the bobbin as well that needs to be wound off and 2 plied together. So I shall look forward to having a green spinning session. These are the 2 that I've opened today. At some point, if not today, then over the weekend. Day 12, we've reached the midpoint of these advent calendars now. This month, as has many of the months in 2020, seems to be flying by. It's kind of been the slowest, fastest year. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Hopefully you know what I mean. Advent. Day 12. Let's see what we have. So there is a tea escaping. This is Moroccan mint, which sounds absolutely delicious. I'm still behind on my teas, so definitely need to catch up. Not only am I behind on my actual projects, I've got a little pile, I'm looking over there because I've got a little pile of treats and also a pile of tea bags building up, which I need to take downstairs. There's this super cute key ring with a pair of Dutch clogs on there. With windmills, says Holland. This takes me back to the time that I was able to visit Amsterdam. I went for a long weekend on my own, and I was able to visit a few different places around and about Amsterdam, and there were lots of these souvenir clogs hanging around, which is really fun. Oh, I've got another mochi, this time a matcha. I still haven't eaten the red bean one yet, so I'm going to tuck into one of those. I think maybe I'll save that for when I'm recording tomorrow. So we'll do that. And then I have this glorious mini, lots of blues. My Scrappy V is looking super colourful and loud and wild and bright. I'll show that to you soon. But yeah, I think I'm going to have lots of fun wearing it, and this will be a nice colour to pop in. I don't think I've had any blues yet in that project. Now, I think when I opened this red bean mochi ball, I said I was going to try it on camera, but I was feeling a bit scratchy throated at the time and thought I was getting a bit of a cold, which didn't really seem to come to anything, thank goodness. But yeah, as promised, never tried one of these before. I'm not even sure what to expect. The texture is really weird, super weird. I should probably look up what this is before I shove it in my mouth, shouldn't I? Not really sure what to tell you. It was kind of slightly sweet, a really sort of gelatinous texture, but then at the end, when you got into that middle red bean, got that sort of kidney bean savouriness. Not sure. I think I've got a lemon flavoured one to try. I'd definitely be more interested in seeing what that one tastes like, I think. I definitely feel like maybe that would be more appealing. It's almost like the... Have you ever had like dumplings from like a Chinese or a Thai restaurant? It's that kind of squishy kind of texture. Undecided. Not very helpful, is it? Probably the red bean wouldn't be something that I would rush to go back to, but I'm definitely curious to try the other one that I've got. Right, so I am now now investigating for anyone else that might be interested as well. It is a dough made out of rice, basically. A Japanese rice cake made from mochi gome, and then sometimes other things like water, sugar, cornstarch is added. The rice is pounded into a paste and moulded into the desired shape. Yeah, it's definitely has like a sort of stretchy, sticky, sort of glutinous almost texture to it. On its own, mochi tastes like rice, but has a sticky, stretchy, soft, chewy texture. It's very versatile with endless flavour possibilities. Oh, can you die from mochi? Oh, sometimes people don't chew it properly. Well, I guess that's the same for any food, isn't it, really? Which mochi flavour is the best? Mango Madness, says this website. Ah, red bean mochi ice cream gets number 5. Obviously, I didn't have a ice cream version, but interesting. So yes, thank you, Caroline, for enabling me to have my first mochi experience. So yeah, lots of lovely things, not just yarn and fibre in that swap with Caroline, and it just makes my heart happy every day. She's just so thoughtful in colour coordinating her little packages every day. They're a real joy to open. So I'm going to catch you up with where I am on the Scrappy V first. So I'm recording this on day 14, and yesterday I sat and did a little bit of a catch up. Yesterday was a Sunday for me as I'm recording this, so I had a little bit of time to put some work into the Scrappy V, and I have managed to more or less get to the end of the blue mini that you saw me opening last. The reason that I've not knitted completely to the end is because I'm still working on the short row section. There's a lot of short rows in this project. And I wanted to stop not mid short row, because there's been a couple of times when I've put the project down mid short row and then got myself confused as to whether I'm meant to be knitting or purling, and etc, etc. So I've ended at the end of a row, which means I've got a little bit more blue to go. But this is a wild, bright project and I'm loving it. So this is my progress so far. There's not much work been done on the front section of this. As I say, there's a lot of short rows. So you can see obviously the orange ribbing, and a little bit of each of the colours, but most of the knitting has been happening at the back of the sweater. Look at how bright that green, neon green is. I love it. So yeah, a lot of knitting has gone into this, but I have roughly been sort of managing to stay up to date. I've kind of caught up at various points. I think I have not sort of knitted this every day, but when I have found time, I've sort of sat down and caught up on, you know, like maybe 2 minis at a time. So yeah, a really fun, bright project. It's going to be pretty wild to wear. I have got, I think, maybe 2 short rows left, and I've just opened today, day 14. I've just opened the next mini package, so I will be able to sit and add in the next colour soon. I did attempt, so this pattern starts with a tubular cast on, which I've always avoided before. It just seemed like a lot of faff, but actually it wasn't too bad. So I did do the tubular, but my cast on is not super neat. This is the first time I've really spent the time to do it. So I've got a few sort of lumps and bumps where my tension wasn't the most even, but it does give a nice sort of squishy cast on, and I can see why people enjoy it. So it will definitely be a cast on that I return to in the future. It does give, I mean, aside from my sort of tension issues, it does give sort of like quite a nice neat edge, which sort of like rolls over the top, which I think is why people like it. As they, mine is far from perfect, but that was just knitter error rather than anything to do with the technique. It's just anytime you try something new for the first time, it takes a little bit of practice to get your tension right and to get into the rhythm of things. So yeah, will definitely be a cast on that I return to again. Yeah, Scrappy V is coming along well, and I have managed at points, I haven't kept up with it every day, but I've managed to keep on top of it, and I've just got today's mini to add in. As for spinning, I do have a few completed skeins, which I shall show you in a minute, but I am behind on plying. I think I've got 2, that I've got at least two of Caroline's minis on here that need winding off into centre pull balls. So yeah, a little bit of catch up to do on the fibre side, but that shouldn't take me too long. But I have also completed several skeins, so I shall show you those now. Right, so here is the progress on the fibre advent from Caroline. Just swap those around. I've got these 3, which were the first 3 bumps of fibre, and they are plied and washed. I have this one, which has been plied but needs a soak. You can see the difference between the one that hasn't been soaked and the ones that have. They puff up so lovely. And then I've got 2 lots of singles here waiting to be plied up. So yeah, I'm going to try and get those done today, I think, and then I can wash these 3 together, and I'll be all caught up on the fibre side of my advent. I hope you enjoyed this third little catch-up instalment. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll be back soon to share with you the progress that I've made on my final advent, which is the Flourish Fibres advent calendar. So yeah, hopefully that will pop up here on the channel in the next few days. But until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.